Wrestlers demanding a probe against wrestling chief Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh met Home Minister Amit Shah over the weekend on Saturday. This is what our sources are informing us. This days after they threatened to throw their medals into the Ganga and the night before their 5-day deadline for action against the Wrestling Federation of India chief and BJP MP Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh expired. A delegation of the protesting wrestlers met Amit Shah at his official residence in the national capital late on Saturday. That's the breaking news story we're currently tracking. The meeting, which is learned to have lasted for over 2 hours and ended after midnight, was attended by Olympic medalist Bajrang Punia and Sakshi Malik along with several coaches. This crucial meeting took place over the weekend on Saturday. Late on Saturday, in fact, is what we're being told. Megha Sharma is tracking all the latest details for us. She joins us over the phone line. Megha, what details can you share with us?
Right. So, Parmeshwar, the information that we have at this moment is this, that there was a meeting that was held between Mr. Amit Shah and the protesting wrestlers, like you said, Saturday night, late in the night. What we can confirm is that the proposal of this meeting, actually, the request, I should rather say, went in from the side of the protesting wrestlers. Why did they want to meet Amit Shah in all of these months that they have been protesting at Jantar Mantar? We really didn't hear much from them in terms of wanting to reach out to the government because it was rather the other way around. It was Anurag Thakur and his team and officials from the sports ministry who'd been constantly in touch with them, urging them to call off the protest. Now, looks like, this request that went in from their side was almost immediately accepted, and the Home Minister gave them time on the very same day. Late in the night, about an hour and a half long meeting that was held at his official residence of Mr. Amit Shah. And yes, Bajrang Punia and Sakshi Malik, along with of other wrestling protesters, they all were there at his residence. Several people to confirm this. And what is interesting, and we must point out this, is that once the information of the meeting went out, Parmeshwar, all of yesterday, there were several calls to these protesting wrestlers to confirm this meeting because it was stopped by them. They sat down with the Home Minister. What happened? But all of yesterday, you had complete denials coming in from Bajrang Punia and his team. They did not admit to the fact that they had sought time and it was given to them and they had gone and met the Home Minister. Though today, late last night, I believe, they did sort of admit to the fact that, yes, indeed, the meeting happened. I don't know, cannot quite understand why they were not willing to accept it happened. What transpired in the meeting from people who are in the know, they tell us that the demand from the protesting wrestlers was this before Mr. Amit Shah, that the action against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh should be taken faster. And the response from Mr. Amit Shah was this, that law is not different for different people. It is the same, and it shall follow its course. The investigation is on. The cops are looking into it, and now whatever they deem fit, the investigators, will eventually happen. So, does not really look like it was a meeting where the wrestlers were able to push through their agenda or even sort of got a response which was meeting their expectation. But indeed, the meeting has happened, which I think is a significant step forward in terms of the stalemate that we've seen existing in the last month and a half or so. And if you go back to what happened from January this year, I would say that this one is perhaps the biggest development in terms of their protest and the reaching out with the government on one hand, trying to meet them halfway. Here, of course, they have taken extra steps wanting to meet the government and pressing for the demands. Now, it's also extremely interesting how things have moved because you remember the last big sort of development was all of these wrestling protesters going all the way to Haridwar and then wanting to emerge their medals. Even that day, you had Sports Minister Anurag Thakur and others say that, urge them that this is not really the way you would want your voice heard, and these medals belong to the country as well. And really, I mean, this is not only the effort of an individual, it's the entire country's effort. And it'll be wrong on the part of the wrestling, protesting wrestlers to be immersing these medals. Well, they did not do it, is another thing. But from that time till now, it just seemed that they were a little bit on the back foot. Also, a lot of political interference, Rakesh Tiket, other political parties, all of them interfering and perhaps trying to take some, political capital out of this, which I would assume here, Parmeshwar, that was not acceptable to the wrestlers also, because they do not align with any political party. I mean, they are players at the end of the day. They represent our country in the biggest tournaments possible. Why would even they want political parties to come and use this opportunity for some brownie points for themselves? So, the situation wasn't as simple as it seemed earlier, with a lot of other angles perhaps getting involved here, political parties getting involved, the Khap Panchayats getting involved, the farmer leader, Rakesh Tiket, etc., his outfit getting involved. This was a simple fight of the wrestlers against the former head of the Wrestling Federation. They wanted action. And they were urging the government. Rest of the other people could have stayed away, but they didn't. And that is one of the reasons why some who've been following every development are saying that pushed the wrestlers a little on the back foot. And this meeting, they thought, was perhaps for them the best way forward to try and resolve it.
Right.
So yes, this meeting has happened. And now you have a confirmation after a long day of denial by the wrestlers that yes, they indeed sought time and met Amit Shah. Well, let us see if the government has to say anything on this, and if at all there was any concrete outcome of this meeting, maybe we'll know in the course of the day.
Megha, as always, thank you so much for taking us through the details. We also have Saurabh Shukla joining us over the phone line currently. Saurabh, Megha has already taken us extensively through what happened on Saturday night at Amit Shah's official residence while the wrestlers met him. Now, the wrestlers have demanded a time-bound investigation.
Absolutely time-bound investigation by the Delhi police, and wrestlers have also toned down, and they are saying that they want a conclusion, and it should be very soon. Delhi police should complete its investigation as soon as possible. Delhi police has already taken statements from all the victims and from the Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh as well. The meeting happened late last night on Saturday, and yesterday, after attending that meeting, Bajrang Punia attended a Mahapanchayat in Mundalana of Haryana, and there Bajrang Punia requested Khap leaders and Mahapanchayat leaders not to take any decision and wait for their final confirmation, wait for their meeting to decide anything to go further related to this protest. And as we all know that on Friday, a big Mahapanchayat happened in Kurukshetra, and they have decided that government has time till 9th of June. If Delhi police did not arrest Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, then the Khap leaders, farmers, along with these wrestlers, they will march to Jantar Mantar. But I don't think that will happen now, because dialogue has begun, and wrestlers are also not coming in open and saying a lot of things. But according to a close source, consensus, they will reach to consensus, and after 3 days, these wrestlers will do a press conference, and they will say whatever they have to, because from last Tuesday they have not spoken to any media person or any journalist on record. But Bajrang Punia very reluctantly in the morning have confirmed that they have met Amit Shah on Saturday night.
Saurabh, thank you so much for joining us with that update. The conversation has begun with the Home Minister as the wrestlers met him for over 2 hours at his official residence on Saturday to demand a timely investigation.